giving these frames to the bees this Friday. I'll also be firing up a pretty nasty email and sending it to Better Comb. What's going on, guys? It's the Black Bonsai Guy, and I'm back here again today. And today we will be using the Better Comb machine to put the Better Comb into the frame so that I can start preparing for my next scope of work for the bees, which is expanding their home. Now, I must admit, I've done 3 of the frames already, and I am not impressed. This is my first one. Let me put this in the side camera there. I am not necessarily impressed with the first one. I know the bees can repair this for sure. But to be honest with you, I am highly disappointed with the way that they don't really give you instructions on how to do this, because there's supposedly you spend all of this money to get the frames, and the comb, the actual comb itself, and there's supposed to be like a special shim board that you use. I made my own here with a plate in a piece of cardboard. But there's a special shim board that they sell that they don't tell you need. So I bought this in 3 spots. I bought the Better Comb because I thought that I could use the Better Comb straight into my frames. And it turns out that you can do it. You can put it straight into your frames. You just need to drill holes and then stick toothpicks in it. So that works for some of the population. That does not work for where I live at, in a hot population, because apparently when you do that and it gets hot, you tend to get bowing and the comb falls out. So they recommend the wired version for us. So with that being said, I had to go back and buy wire frames. So I paid for shipping for the comb. Now I pay for shipping for the frames. I think that that should be specifically called out in the instructions, like, hey, if you're buying this, 9 out of 10 times you're probably going to need this. Oh, by the way, you'll need that special feeder shim. But I was able to get 2 of them quasi placed right. The problem I'm getting is the middle wires are going in fine. It's the wires that are up here on top that I'm having problems with. And I'll show you what I did, because I'll do another one here shortly. And I may even redo this frame again because I do have some extra. All right, so first thing you want to do with the Better Comb is you want to for sure make sure you have your gloves nearby, because that wire gets hot and you can't burn yourself. But what you want to do is you want to look at the cross pattern. Hopefully you guys are picking that up in my side camera to see the angle at which the comb is laying. It basically, the angle of the comb points down so that when the bees are putting honey in it, the honey doesn't spill out. So it actually makes like a V like that. So what you want to do is you want to look at that, and as you can tell, these combs are pointed out. They're pointed up like a V. Hopefully that's picking up in the camera. One coming that way and one going that way. So that is up. So you want to make sure that your frame you have down also aligns to up. So the way that they terminate these is they give you 2 tabs. See these 2 metal wires right there? Those press against that. So you need to get it on that side. Okay. And double check. Make sure you have your comb tilted appropriately. Actually, I never did it that way. I did it this way. I put the comb down on the board, and I cut the shim shorter than the actual comb so that it can pass through. And this supposedly is supposed to rest on top. The wires heat up, and you can press down and put the comb on. So I'm gonna just get it set up right here quickly. Make sure I can press down. For some reason, it seems like it's hanging up on me. And they did mention that sometimes the comb might be long. So I think this one is a smidget long. So that's another thing. Like, if you're selling this product, I expect your quality to be on point. Now, I'm sure they leave a little extra comb in there, a little extra honey in there, because every frame is probably not 100% the same dimension. So I got it pressed against these wires right now, and I'm just making sure. Let me glove up. Okay, and I'm gonna make contact. I got a little generator battery over here. I'm gonna make contact, and then I'm gonna start pressing down. You see, the videos, everything looks nice and sexy. The comb, it just slides down. But when you do it yourself, you have to press. You gotta press, and to me, you shouldn't have to press this hard. You know? So I'm gonna take the glove off and be very careful, because I just wanna make sure I get that cardboard. Make sure we're on with our cardboard, because the cardboard is bearing the force here. And it has to be able to, there we go. See, like it's just not doing like they advertise it will. Like, you shouldn't have to press that hard. You know what I mean? Very disappointed in this product. Now, I don't know how it works. I've only seen reviews, and the guys that I've seen do reviews, it looks sweet for them. So let me just make sure I'm still making contact, because for whatever reason, this is not heating up the way I want it to. There we go. So what I had to do was I had to make contact, make sure you're not on the wire, and press this down in there. I had to manually do this every so many inches to get my wires impregnated into the comb. And that's the only way this was gonna work. I think this is extremely piss poor design. You know, if you guys are gonna sell these kits, first of all, you need to have the frames available, for one, which they don't, because I would have bought this already done. I ain't got time to be doing this. I just kind of think this is kind of a half-ass. I can't even speak right now. You know what I want to say. You know, that's just, to me, that's just not optimized. You know what I'm saying? I like stuff to move smoothly. And like, if you just look at this, you saw how long I had it on there. Look how it's bowing out right there. That's because I don't have their special shim board, which they don't tell you need. And they give reference that you can use cardboard shim, but they don't give you any dimensions. And you know what I'm saying? I just think it's a piss poor overall with their setup. Another thing, just having these terminations on one side of the frame, I think it should be on both. What if I couldn't terminate? What if I couldn't mount it to my my countertop? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just it's the details, bro. It's the details. Me myself, I come from an engineering background, and the way this was advertised was one way versus how it's actually performing hands-on is something else. I think at the very minimum, if I was over Better Be to my customers, I would give them everything in the package. They would know everything you need, because shipping adds up. So I think this is the best I can do with it now. Just to kind of recap, it's in there, but it doesn't feel firm. You know what I mean? And I had to press the wires in there. I don't know if the beads or how good the beads were repaired, but we'll see. I just wish they would have had these frames available. So I'm gonna keep this one, and I'll see if they're repaired. That'll be kind of a good experiment to see. And I got two more. This is the worst of them all. Let me flip that over. Slide that out the way. Just make sure. But that's what we gotta deal with now these days, you know. There used to be a time where, you know, these things would be explained. So my V is pointing up, so I know that's the top. I want to make sure I have room over here to get this in. Yeah, like this, even the tolerance on the comb. I would expect this to go in there like butter. These are Better Be frames. This is Better Be comb, and you can see it's heavy. I mean, it's long on this side. Better Be, y'all better reach out to me and make this right, man. I know when they got a few subscribers, but they loyal subscribers, man. Loyal. They've been rocking with me a long time. Y'all gotta make this right. See, here's a perfect example. I got it in. They're in the frame, but I gotta go on this side because that's where the termination is. And I'm basically squeezing this comb into the frame. Squeezing it in there. See, this is why I'm always so hesitant to buy certain things, because you don't know if it's gimmicks or you don't know if it's real. I'm not talking anything about does this better comb work or not. This is just solely on the instruction that they provided for this stuff. This is related solely to that. All right, see, this one melts like butter. It's melting like butter. But guess what? The top wires are not going in. So now I gotta make contact, make sure I don't burn myself, because I don't have my gloves on, by the way, and push this wire down into the comb using a pin. So I am going to send this video to Better Comb, and I want their engineers to look at it, and I want them to let me know what I'm doing wrong. You know, if you're gonna sell a product, sell the product. Don't come up with 20 different things that, oh, you need this, oh, you need that. Because that's not specifically called out on your website. Now this one went better. Better comb. Okay, let's try this again. Put this one over here. Because remember, see this side? I can't take that side and made it over here. I gotta go to this side. And it doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you're trying to squeeze this comb into the frame, because the tolerancing is off, I'm making sure my V's are pointing up, which they are. I place my comb. Actually, I gotta put this underneath it because I'm pressing down. Press my comb on the board. Slide it over. Now this one went in easier. This one went in easier. Let's make contact, get it hot. And it's working. This one is working. Press up. But we got problems on the back side. Why isn't it going in? Come on, better comb. All right. Similar thing to the last one. Almost burned myself there. I'm pressing in and making contact, getting the wire hot so I can press it down, because their product doesn't behave. Like, to be honest with you, I could have taken a torch, heated these wires up, okay, and just press this comb in there. That's more optimized than doing all of this. You got to get a car battery. You know, that should be 12 volt. Come on, man. Minimum. That should be 12 volt. Pressing it in. All right. Got that done. I did the best I can, you know. See, that's another thing. You don't know when you're good and you don't know when you're bad. You don't know when you're good and you don't know when you're bad. Okay, so that's all 6 frames. These are mediums. I won't put mediums out right now. But overall, my review after doing this is, see this? Hopefully you guys can see bowing out the bottom. Like, do I let the bees fix that and square it up? Nah, because I don't want to deal with a blob. See, now I gotta be real risk averse here. Gotta be risk averse. I don't want this to melt in the frame, so I'm gonna just do this one over. I'm gonna waste the comb because I wanna give my bees the best opportunity. It's not their fault. I'm making sure my chevron is pointing up. It is. Let's pick this up. Lay this on this board. Come back over here. Got it pressed in as much as I can. Heat these wires up. Make sure I'm making contact. Don't know why it's not doing what I need to do. Just make sure I'm on now. Come on, work for me. I don't want to waste 2 combs. See what I'm talking about, y'all? Rotate that a little bit over there. See if that helps. There we go. Again, only the middle wires fell in. So now I gotta press, come back, and manually do it. By the way, when you do this, if you see that smoke, this wire is red hot. Red hot. So on a scale of 1 to 10, for this process, they're getting a for sure 0. Because it's dangerous. And it's unnecessarily dangerous. Unnecessarily dangerous. Okay. Feel a little bit better about that now. A little bit better about that, but not a lot. Okay, so we've already got our wires in here and messed this one up. Let's see if we can, what makes sense. Does it make sense to go here? I'm gonna crack this in half. See if we can sit this in here just for a medium. Why not? Just for shits and giggles. My chevron is pointing up right here. Let's get these right there. Sit this on there so it don't line up that way. Just in case I ever need a medium setup. Let's go ahead and rotate this up. It's a POS. A POS, ladies and gentlemen. My connection. Want to see if I can move this wire around a little bit. That should work. Oh boy. Supposed to be an easy night. Supposed to be done. Supposed to be relaxing. I gotta go to work tomorrow. Got a lot to do. This should not be taking this long. I give it a 0. It's messy, got melted wax all over the place. I'm gonna wrap this video up. I will be giving these frames to the bees this Friday. I'll also be firing up a pretty nasty email and sending it to Better Comb. And I want to talk to the engineers over there. This is ridiculous. That's all for today. It's the Black Bonsai Guy. I'm out.